I love doing these storytime videos, so let's do another one. This story has a moral to it. Always ask to get paid beforehand, or at least half of it beforehand, if you're doing art commissions. I've worked at a bingo place since I was 16, and I always brought my sketchbook with me so I could work on things while we weren't too busy. For context, I work in the kitchen. There was this guy who would come up to the window just to watch me draw. He wouldn't order anything, he would just stand there to watch me draw, which is okay. It didn't bother me too much. He would ask me questions, and one day he asked me if I would draw something for him. I said sure. I didn't even ask for any money or anything, and he offered. He said, "Hey, if you draw this for me, I'll pay you $80. And who was I to turn down $80? So I said, yes, absolutely, I'll bring it in next week. So I did the drawing for him and brought it back the next week, just as I said I would. He told me he didn't have the money that week, but if I drew him another one, he would bring it next week. So I said okay, not thinking anything of it. I was 16, didn't know any better. Once more, I drew the thing he wanted me to draw and brought it back, and he didn't pay me. This happened multiple times. I think I drew 4 drawings for him by the end of it. Every week he would tell me that he didn't have the money and that he would bring it next week. Then one week, he just stopped coming altogether. I don't know what happened to him. He was pretty old, so I kinda wonder if maybe he passed away. I'm not sure, maybe he moved. But he never did pay me. At the time I was a little bit annoyed, but looking back on it now, I'm not too mad about it. But I did learn an important lesson. Now whenever I take commissions for someone, I ask for the money before I start, so that way, I don't accidentally do all the work for nothing. It was an interesting experience. At the time, I was just glad that someone was so interested in my art that they were willing to pay me for it. Because I always knew one day I wanted to try and open commissions, but I didn't have a way to do it at the time. So, I was excited for this, but then he never did pay me. Which was unfortunate because I really was looking forward to that $80. But oh well, I mean, what can I do about it now? It's done and past. But as long as we all remember to just ask for money, or at least half of it, before you start a commission for someone, then it should be alright. Nowadays, I still rarely do commissions, but that's just because I have a hard time, being able to get the money for right now. But when I do, I always ask for the money first, and then I work on the drawing. And I always show the person the progress, so that way if they need something changed, they can tell me. And that's the story about how a guy never paid me the money he told me he would for art. Bye!
I want to thank me. I want to thank me for believing in me. I want to thank me for doing all this hard work.
Stumble out of bed and I stumble to the kitchen, pour myself a cup of medication, yawn and stretch and try to get a hold of my life!
What's that one thing in your house that's broken, but you can't afford to fix it?
Why did you buy an extra large t-shirt? You basically can fit in a medium. Oh, thank you for asking. It's because I suffer from a condition called titties.
Get in the water. Get in the water. Raise the tide so high. While love hit the cold, will die. Get in the water. Wait. Get in the water. Stop this, please. I'll make tidal waves so profound. Both your wife and your son will drown. No! Oh, get in the water! Oh, get in the water! Don't mistake my threats for love. You haven't lived more than enough. Get in the water.
Hey, so I got a question. Do you wanna have a slumber party in my basement? Do I make your heart beat like an 808 drum? Is my love your drug? Your drug? Your drug? Your drug is my love.
I love when people complain to cosplayers when they stylize a character. Like do different kind of makeup or add different accessories than you'd expect. Or like when the character is an animal and they stylize their cosplay to be more human-like. Generally just putting their own spin on the character. It's really funny how annoyed people get with stylizations and making your own spin on stuff. Cosplay isn't supposed to be true to canon. It can be, but it doesn't have to. You're allowed to add your own artistic choices to spice up a character. For example, if I cosplay SpongeBob with lipstick on, there's people who don't like that. Well, if you don't like it, just cosplay it the way you want. Why does it matter to you? Cosplay is for fun, and you should be allowed to have fun with it, and do whatever you like. Let's say I add a bunch of extra accessories to a character who doesn't normally have that. That's fine. Let people do what they like. No, cause I know I'm bad at cooking. And everyone else knows it too. It's not like I don't try. I really do, but I'm just not good at it, no matter how hard I try. I can follow the directions exactly, and it still turn out not how I wanted. Anyway, everyone knows this, but act surprised when I mess up or the food isn't good. Like, make it yourself then. I don't even like cooking. You'd be doing everyone and yourself a favor if you did. Then if I don't cook, and just make it have whatever you want night, then I get complaints that there's nothing to eat. But there is. You just don't want what there is. But you'd also complain if I cooked. So I cannot win. Ever. Point is, stop telling me the obvious. Anyone else in the same boat as me? You'd like to enjoy cooking and you'd like to be able to cook, but you just can't. You're just bad at
昔々あるところにそれはとても不器用な魔法使いの少年がいたらしい